Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the early access beta for Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I've put in hours of gameplay already and I've got a lot to say. Short version, this is essentially an overhaul of Black Ops 6, but in the best way possible. Performance is rock solid, mechanics feel refined, and there are some new additions that could really shake things up. But unfortunately it's not all sunshine. There are definitely some issues that I need to call out, so let's break it down. Alright, starting with the good, performance and optimization. Honestly, the game runs flawlessly. I'm not exaggerating. No stuttering, no frame drops, no shader compilation hitching, zero. It's wild. You don't realize how much of a blessing that is until you've played something like Borderlands 4.
Take notes, Randy. This is what a polished game should look like.
Treyarch clearly learned from BO6's groundwork, and it shows. Movement. Movement feels super familiar. Omnimovement is back, and it's exactly what you remember from BO6. Smooth, responsive, predictable, but they've added a new mechanic, wall jumping, and I have to admit, it's actually pretty slick. The beta even gives you a training course to mess around with the basics, which is where I really tested this out. Just hit jump again near a flat vertical surface, and boom, you're off the wall and back into the gunfight. It's simple, intuitive, and it adds a whole new layer to traversing the maps. You can also change this setting to simply hold the jump button. As you approach an applicable surface mid-air, you will wall jump off of it, so you don't even have to worry about the timing. This feature can be switched off if you don't like it, so I love that that option is there. Okay, now let's talk maps. At the time of recording, there are 3 available, and straight up, they're already better than most of what Black Ops 6 launched with and even is ending with. Lane definition is crystal clear, and the layouts feel more balanced. Those power positions that used to dominate in BO6, here they're easier to challenge or outright bypass. You can tell Treyarch actually thought about the flow and counterplay this time. This also has a lot to do with omni-movement, and specifically the new wall jumping mechanic that gives you new and interesting ways to challenge power positions instead of just trying to slide into the room. So big win there. Equipment feels classic. Your grenades and tacticals all behave the same way you'd expect. But there's a twist. Overclocks. These are essentially augments that modify how equipment behaves. It opens up new customization without breaking balance, and it's a smart addition that keeps the sandbox feeling fresh. Overall, I like this change. Perks got some much needed love. Honestly, I think this is a big step up from BO6, and I know this is a controversial topic, but I really mean it. Ghost and Ninja aren't just auto-lock picks anymore. There's actual competition for them. Some perks carried over from BO6 have been buffed to the point where they're legitimately worth considering. Then you actually have to think about your loadout now instead of just picking the same 3 every time. And Scorestreaks are a bit of a mixed bag. They're fun and rewarding, and some are balanced, but others, we need to talk. So let's get into the stuff that drives me nuts, because unfortunately there's plenty here. Player visibility is a problem. The skins available right now blend in way too much into the environments. The color palette is nearly identical, and in a game this fast-paced, that makes it ridiculously easy to miss an enemy even when you're staring right at them. Weapon optics. Red dots, absolutely awful right now, especially on mouse and keyboard. The reticle is this faint little red circle with the center cut out, and the opacity feels like it's set to 30%. You literally cannot see it mid-fight. Thankfully, the irons on most guns are great, but there is currently zero reason to run a red dot unless reticle customization comes to the rescue. Otherwise, PC players are going to have a really bad time grinding unlocks. Alright, Scorestreaks. The D.A.W.G, or the D.A.W.G, is a nightmare. It's a walking bullet sponge, and people earn it way too easily. Matches turn into dogfighting simulators because there's always 1 or 2 on the field. Treyarch either needs to raise the score requirement or nerf its health, because as it is, it's just obnoxious. Then there's the thermal sniper, an absolute monstrosity. It's a thermal sniper streak that gives you wall hacks and one-shot penetration all the way across the map. It's overpowered, it's frustrating, and honestly, it does not belong in the game. If people use it just for comms, like calling out enemy positions, it's basically free wall hacks for your entire team. Now, I don't know if you have a limited amount of time that you can wield it if you don't fire it, but if not, then it's insanely broken. But either way, this thing needs a hard rework, or better yet, just scrap it entirely, because I hate getting killed by this thing. There's no callouts for it. There's no way to know an enemy's running it, unlike the AC-130 or other things like that. It's just all of a sudden you're getting shot by somebody on the other side of the map. It's just, I'm almost speechless that they put it in the game. All right, the HUD is unfortunately a major step backwards, and this is not something that I thought I was going to have to grieve about, but in BO6, I have opacity controls dialed in so I could reduce visual clutter and keep my focus on gunfights. That is gone here. Right now, everything is full opacity, full brightness, and it's distracting as hell. I've actually started disabling HUD elements completely because I'd rather have no information than a screen cluttered with glowing banners and feeds that get me killed all the time. Since we're talking about settings, the next one that honestly shocked me, none of my Black Ops 6 settings carried over. No keybinds, no audio settings, no video tweaks, nothing. I had to start from scratch, and it took forever. Considering this is essentially BO6 with upgrades, there's zero reason why settings couldn't have been ported over. And one last gripe, blue teammate icons. They're visible through walls even when an enemy is directly in front of you. And I've already lost so many gunfights because I assumed that dot was over a teammate when in reality there was an enemy in my face. This is something they previously fixed in past games temporarily. I don't know if you remember, there was a period of a week or two, I think it was in Modern Warfare 2, maybe Modern Warfare 3, where they implemented a mechanic where if there was an enemy between you and the teammate who was on the other side of the map, that teammate's icon would disappear. That lasted, like I said, it lasted for like 2 weeks and then it disappeared and they never brought it back, never mentioned it again. I was hoping that that would be fixed in this game, and it's not. And again, with how fast-paced the game is and how short the TTK is, this one is frustrating as hell. So here's my final verdict. For a beta, Black Ops 7 feels incredibly polished. Movement, weapons, maps, and optimization are firing on all cylinders. Treyarch clearly built this on BO6's foundation and learned a lot along the way. But they've also introduced some frustrating problems that need to be ironed out before launch. If they fix the visibility issues, rework some of these streaks, and give us back the customization tools we had in BO6, then BO7 could easily be the best Call of Duty we have had in years. Right now, though, it's a strong start, but with some glaring caveats. Anyway, that's my breakdown of Black Ops 7 beta. If you've been playing too, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. What do you love? What drives you crazy? And what do you think Treyarch needs to fix before release? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want more COD breakdowns, guides, and live gameplay. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.